got some expedition. Go ahead and say hi to everybody right now. What's going on there? Yo! Bro, we got the chores on. Let's go! No. I'm hoping we can get at least 12 people in here. We just hit 1K live on the stream. Is Rev really rating right now? 3,000 people in chat right now. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream of Jay's Corner TCG. My name is Joey. This is Shawns. And without further ado, guys, let's get this underway.
Okay.
I had to get with it. Hey, I was being real nice before. I was being real nice before, right?
Oh my gosh. That's one way. That's what, you know what, dude? God, man.
He's gonna hop off right now. My bad, guys. It's gonna be a quick one.
Losing connection.
How? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Jay, nice never said Gonzo. First of all, welcome in to everybody in the chat. Thank you all so much for being here. Make sure you guys welcome in PokeVault, the Vault Squad in the building. Yeah, thank you so much for being in here, Sean. It's been we were able to talk a little bit. I was talking to Sean a little bit before. We were talking about Card Party. You know, a couple other videos that he's done before. What we're here, you know, to get to the bottom of, not get to the bottom of, but find out is like, when did PokeVaults start collecting, start making content, and then we're going to talk about recent things, you know, as far as your growth on the channel, as far as like Card Party and where you are hoping to get to, because I know you've said before you would like this to be like a full-time thing, correct?
Yeah. That's the ultimate goal, is to be my own master. You know what I mean? And because I've been in the professional world for forever, and I love my job. Like I honestly probably would never stop doing it unless it was from their end, maybe where they're like, oh, you know. But I'm a private contractor for my full-time job, so I would probably continue. I love doing it. I've had those, you know. I'm in sales, so I've had those customers for 10 years. They're friends. Most of them are friends. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know if I could just be like, oh yeah, I'm done. You know, go figure it out. Go figure it out. So I probably do both, but I would love to primarily, you know, be focusing on YouTube, because I feel like I have something to say.
Right.
And this is, you know, it's a perfect outlet for that. So,
you know, and it's funny because we were just talking about, you know, your content sometimes. We were just talking about the specific videos that you did that had, you know, like the Germans and everything. Hilarious videos. You know, it's something different and refreshing. And, you know, whether or not people took it the right way or not, to me, it was one of the funniest things I had seen in a long time. And you were just saying that it takes so long, like hours and hours to do so. You know, between working, between having a family, between, you know, other things you have going on in your life and doing YouTube, you don't always have those hours. So it's, do you think if you decide to go full time, are you trying to get onto that daily upload type of basis?
I'm going to say probably not. You know what I mean? Like, and I've talked to Nick a little bit about this, to Poker Rev, right? He, you know, that's just his thing. That's what makes him different, right? He's on that daily upload. I want to upload as much as I can within reason, but also when, you know, if it's something that I'm not, you know, totally passionate about, or something that you know, if I've recorded stuff where I just chalk the video and I'm not gonna and I'm not gonna put it up, just because if I'm not into it, I know other people, because a lot of the people that are in my orbit, like my core squad, right? Because there's like the squad, and then there's like core, like I'll get a tattoo and we'll, you know, like I'll defend you in public type of thing, you know. So yeah, if I'm not digging it, I know they're not going to dig it. So I try to judge on that level, but yeah, dude, I want to do. It's not that I want to do more. I want to do more in depth. I want to plot out, and I'm not trying to be I'm not trying to be Pat either. I don't want to do challenge videos and like, you know, and time stuff because he'll always do it best. You know what I mean? And I just can't. So I want to do my own thing. And I don't know what that is yet, but I have like ideas, you know what I mean? And I want to do my own type of content. And if it can happen, it can happen. I'll always do the, like, you know, the openings and the lives. The live thing is my favorite.
Right.
Being live is my favorite.
You get to interact with everybody in here. It's one of the best things.
It is literally my favorite thing, and like, and that's also why Discord is my favorite thing, because you know, that's when I'll give you a story. I know you didn't ask for one.
No, tell me all the stories.
No, but when I got back into collecting in 2014, 2015.
Okay.
At the time, there was, gosh, off the top of my head, I know that there was Leonhardt. I know that there was Unlisted Leaf. I know that there was Primetime Pokemon.
Yeah.
I know that there was Gem Mint. Okay, he's such a cool dude. I actually got to meet him in person. You know, love him. Okay.
He's walking around casually with that Illustrator Pikachu.
I literally said those words. I'm like, dude casually pulls out an Illustrator Pikachu. I said those words, Jay. Literally those words. So at the time, there wasn't that much. I used to love watching Primetime, okay? And because he would open up like the stuff that I want to open up, you know what I mean? So he was opening up all this stuff. But back then, no one was really approachable. No one was, I wouldn't say approachable, but no one was like, you couldn't talk to them. You know what I mean? And I was that guy that was like, hey, where did you get that? And I would be commenting. I would jump in the comments. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what Discord was back then. I wasn't on Instagram. You know, I was like, hey, where'd you buy that? I never got a response. The only dude that ever responded to me, the only guy was Lootbox TV. Okay?
Oh, wow.
And I'll give him that. He actually responded, and he was like, oh, you know, this place or Collector's Cash or whatever. He actually responded to my damn comment. So I wasn't thinking about starting a channel back then, obviously, but once I did, I was like, I want to be approachable. I want to be a real person. I want to be, you know, you can talk to me. You can ask me a question. Like, you know, that's how the Discord started. That's how I interact with my people, because that's what I wanted back in the day. So I try to respond to all the comments that I can, but now, dude, it's like I'm going through 1,000.
Overwhelming.
Oh, dude, going through 1,000 comments is devastating. You know, but it's, you know, but I
do your best with it. Yeah.
I just keep going, you know, and I chip away, you know.
I can imagine for you too, because with me, I'm not like at that extent yet, but I'll just pick a time. I'll be like, all right, let me go through every single comment right now. Let me go through everything, like, you know, respond to everything. And by the time I'm done, I'm like, wow, that took a hot minute. So I can imagine for you.
Well, and what I do now is that, like, if someone asks a legit question, you can tell when someone needs help. They'll be like, hey, real question, or hey, where'd you get those, or hey, how did you, you know, whatever. I'll really try to pinpoint those. A lot of times people are just trying to pop me. They're just trying to like give me a little laugh or a chuckle.
Yeah.
So I'll just hit the like, and I let people know, like, when we're live, if I hit the damn like button, I give you my word that I read your comment. Okay, so you know what I mean. And then there's some people that want to just like needle me or whatever. I leave those up too. You know, whatever. Like, I
pinned those comments.
Your opinion.
I pinned those comments.
You're entitled to your opinion. You know, someone just called me. Like, what did they say? Literally this morning, and I sent it to Ryan and Nick. They're like, oh, just another wannabe Rev. Ha 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 ha. And then like that. And I respond, I'm like, let mom know that I'm going to be home late tonight. Like, that's what I was, you know, like, you know, what am I supposed to say to that? You know, I laughed, and then I, you know, so I don't know.
Everybody's going to have something to say. We can't, you know, I think we can't please everybody. Nobody's ever going to please everybody. And there's always going to be some sort of negative connotation with anybody, especially because like Nick is, you know, I would say up there at the top, you know, and everybody else that follows, regardless of what you do, of how you do it, you're always gonna be like, oh, you're just trying to be like Nick. You're trying to be like Rev. I'm like, no, I'm just, you know, we might do similar things, but it's just me. It's my personality. It's what I'm giving you guys. And you do an amazing job of giving that personality.
I'm just me, man. And that, you know, and that's all there is. Like, yeah, I draw, you know, it's no secret. Like, I draw a lot of my inspiration sometimes, like, okay, an example is like Dr. Disrespect, okay? I used to game a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I know how to use a damn green screen. Okay, good for me. You know, like whatever. And he does the same stuff. So I like try to implement my own thing and like bring it in, you know what I mean? And like the retro thing, that comes from just when I was born, you know? Like just like Ryan says all the time, I'm old as hell. So like I was born in the 80s, you know? So like this is my upbringing. This, you know, the windbreakers, the joggers, the jazzercising. That's all the stuff that I grew up with. You know what I mean? So that's my thing. Neon, you know, like it's it. So I just try to like bring in as much as I can of myself and try to, you know what I mean?
Build upon that, and it catches on, you know, from like from the glasses to you know, like was it? It's not leg warmers, but the
wristbands.
The wristbands. Woo. You know, you got them on deck right there.
Oh yeah, dude.
And
I have a wristband holder.
And it just becomes part of your brand, you know, and you do a very good job of making it work for you and being different. So you're not, you know, you can't say, you know, you're trying to be Rev. Like, no, he's trying to be yourself. You're just being you.
Yeah, and people will get that. And people will get that with time. You know what I mean? It just so happens that me and Nick have, you know, a similar pasty complexion with dark hair and a beard. You know, it's like anyone can fit that.
Well, if you open Pokemon cards on YouTube, it's a requirement to have a beard at this point. So make sure you guys grow them out. And
it's so true.
You got to grow it out. If you no naked faces around here.
No, you don't want to see it. So I play hockey, and if I actually shaved, I have a huge scar that goes right here that a lot of people don't know about.
Oh, really?
I took a puck off the chin and I got stitches a couple years ago. So it's, you know, it's never coming off now at this point. I used to take it off. But now I can't.
You can't now, right? It's going to be a big old thing right across.
No, I got the pastrami hanging off the chin, bro. No, I can't do it.
All right. So, Vault, you know, we touched a little bit on, you know, you coming back into the hobby around 2014, 2015. When you were younger, did you collect it when it initially came out?
Did I? Okay, wait. Sorry, someone just said. Let's see. Vault talk more about hockey. I just want to make sure my audio is coming through because someone was saying that I'm low. How do you?
I hear you good on my side. I made adjustments on my end. I think Stephen Cran said that.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure that you can hear me because I can turn myself up as well. So I just want to make sure.
I can hear you pretty good.
I'm sorry, dude.
No, you're good. Actually, before we go on that, let me go ahead and tell everybody's donating stuff and, you know, dropping super chats. Great.
Do your thing, dude.
Great Smoky Pokey on the $10 super chat. Appreciate you. He said it's Friday. GSP. Thank you so much. Colin's dad gifting a membership. Hey, thank you so much, Colin's dad. Appreciate you coming in here as always, gifting those memberships. California Live TV on the 5 months membership. Vault Squad for life. Joey Clan, let's go. Cali Live TV, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Choco Bo Kids at Vault Squad in here to represent. Thank you so much. Shout out to all the Vault Squad in here representing to their fullest extent. Thank you all so much for coming by. Vault Squad, LFG guys. I submitted a question too. Says Sniffy McRib. Thank you so much, Sniffy. We'll make sure we get to some questions. If you guys have questions specifically for Vault or anybody or me, make sure you put them in the Q&A. We'll get through some a little bit later on. Hey, Kangas Grants on the $5 super chat. Professor Metri on the $3 super chats. Sean, approach the mic, please. Tiny voice needs help, said Kangas Grants. Steven. Steven. Professor Metri said, I represent both squads. Let's go. Hey, Professor Metri, thank you so much, man. Oh, martial law. And thank you all so much. All right. I'm going to get back into those super chats in a little bit. Thank you all so much. I'll make sure I recognize each and every one of you guys. Let's go back into Vault, asking him some questions. Did you start collecting like when Pokemon first came out in like 99?
Oh yeah. So back then, but it was very casual,
right?
Like you know, like a lot of people, you have your binder, you got like the big 3, and then all the evolutionary line. I was that kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how that was the first page of my binder. The first holo I ever pulled was Venusaur at a base set unlimited. I'll never forget it. I put it in my front pocket. I pulled the holo. There was no sleeving back then. Sleeving was just putting it in your binder. You know, I wasn't rocking sleeves back then.
I didn't know what sleeves were, to be honest.
I knew about sleeves later when I started playing the game. You know what I mean? Because you sleeve them up. A lot of people didn't sleeve them up back in the day, and they just played the game. You know, so yeah. But then I collected all the way up. I definitively know when I stopped is when Neo started. So when Neo began, I stopped collecting because at that time it became I was old too for like the collecting at the time. I was probably in my, let's see, I can tell you exactly what it was in my teens when it started, my early teens. So like I was still, it was not cool. I was like,
you should have been past it at that time, and they're like,
oh yeah. So it wasn't. I was a closet collector for sure because Pokemon, But then who kept me in it was my little brother. My little brother, he's 9 years younger than me. He's just, he's just all in on Pokemon, and he went all the way through Neo, and he kept collecting. By that time, I had to stop because my street credit was coming into question, and so I had to stop because people were going to find out. You know what I mean?
Like Sean's over there collecting Pokemon cards. What?
Well, I mean, if you do crack for long enough, someone's gonna find out. So you have to, at some point, you just gotta either be you have to be out about it, or you gotta just stop.
You should have went full tilt into it.
Oh, dude,
never have a girlfriend in your life. Just go full tilt into it in high school.
Dude, I would be. I wouldn't even have to have a job by now if I would have kept collecting back then. I will never forget it. Back then, the card shop that I went into, Neo Destiny was way too expensive. It was like $6.99, $7.99 first edition. Okay, when I went, because everything first edition was more expensive. You could get a first edition booster pack. This dude had them. I want to say for like $10 or $12, and that was like. But back then,
you're like, especially. If you're younger than that, and you have to ask your parents, your mom, can I get this pack of cards for $10? Like, what do you mean?
So funny you say that. I only was back then with my mom was allowed to get Fossil. Okay, so if you were collecting back then, you knew Fossil was $2.99 a pack. That was the price. I always wanted Jungle because I like Jungle better than Fossil, but Fossil was poor man's Jungle when I was a kid. So Jungle was like $4.99. Okay, and it was because everyone loved Jungle, and So I was kind of like even a little bit frugal degen back then. So I would work my mom. I'm like, Mom, can I get 2 fossils? And it would have been the same price as 1 jungle.
Right.
And then I would get 2 fossil packs. So just because it was cheaper.
You had to finesse your way in there.
Oh yeah.
And Fossil was one of the sets that I remember the most too, coming off of that. So awesome set. So, like everybody else, a lot of people, I'm not going to say everybody, but most of us took a break after, either before Neo started or right after Neo started, especially if you were around in the 90s collecting from base through that. And then you said you popped back in here in 2014, 2015. What set do you remember coming back into in 2014? Evolutions? Got you. Yeah, that brought everybody back in right there. Did you go like full, did you go all the way balls deep into it as soon as it came back? You came back, or no?
No, not like I am now. Now it's an issue. But back then it was casual again.
Yeah.
And what I would do is I would like be sporadically kind of degenerate. So like if I got like a good paycheck at work. So at the time, Evolutions, you could buy Evolutions all day I was getting it for about $87 to $89 delivered off of eBay. I was heavy. I was already on eBay because way before then I started recollecting vintage video games. So I had an eBay shop. I was selling hats online illegally on eBay. I mean, so it was like everything. Okay. And so I started seeing Pokemon coming up, and then I started getting on YouTube. So I used to have friends, and I'm like, hey, can you get this stuff? And they're like, yeah. And I had one buddy who was selling, not only retro games, but also Pokemon. And I'm like, can I get it for your cost? And he's like, all right, fine. So a couple boxes here and there. My first big purchase was 2 Flash Fire boxes. And I got 2 boxes delivered for $600 in 2015. So just to give you an idea of where it was, but Flash Fire, to pay back then $300 for a set that was still contemporary was dumb.
Yeah.
Oh,
we think about it now, you're like, oh, that's really good. But back then, you gotta put it into perspective.
It's just like the base set pack. It's always the same thing. It's like, it seems so unreasonable. But then now looking back, I wish I would have bought 100 boxes.
Right.
You know what I mean? But no, it's that, and
nobody could have predicted what was going to happen, though. Exactly.
Yeah, no one knows.
And
no one knows.
It's funny you say Flash Fire. Flash Fire is one of the sets that brought me back into collecting very casually too. And it wasn't until the end of Sun and Moon, early Sword and Shield, that I was like, all right, I want to do this. I'm going full send too.
Yeah.
So You know, I was looking back. I look back at your YouTube channel, and about 2 years ago is when the first video was uploaded. Whether or not there was other videos before that, different story. But you came in, and it was you and your daughter too, right?
That was my first video. I never took it. I kept all. If anyone wants to see my first videos, they're there. I never took them down. So yeah, that was my first one. Was with my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when did that? Why did you decide to make that? Why? Like, what was the reasoning for you? Like, I just want to do this.
So everything was going on with COVID or whatever. So we're all home, right? So
Right.
The owner of my company sent us all home. So we're working from home now, which we never worked remote. We were always in the office. So now I'm sitting there, and you know, I think my daughter, they just sent my daughter home, like everyone from school, because I live in California.
Yes,
so
same.
we were the most right. So we were the most paranoid. Everyone freaked out right immediately. So my daughter at the time, she was watching. You know, she would go on kids' YouTube. There's Pokemon on kids' YouTube. I think she was. I don't know if she was possibly Leonhard. I can't remember. But like like I said, there was only a few people that were doing it. And she goes, Dad, can we start our own YouTube channel? And I was like, no, you know, like I have zero idea on how to do this.
Right.
I've never, you know, I've uploaded a few videos to YouTube, but it was my own personal, like we videotaped a vacation where I was in a plane and like, you know, like whatever, I was just messing around with it.
Right.
And she kept on like, you know, hounding me. So then finally so I went on, you know, I went online and I'm like, because I've been in it. I'd already been in it. So, you know, I'm, how do I do this? So I started researching it. I get my wife's Canon, okay, mind you.
Is it a camcorder?
Canon, no, close. Imagine, okay, you know how our cameras right now, we have auto zoom. Okay?
Right.
This Canon was like a special deal on Costco where it's, you know, okay, 0 auto zoom. And I don't know what that means, okay? So I use that as my hand cam. I use my laptop. I buy a stand for my laptop to record me. I'm in like 420p, bro. Okay.
It's on a potato. It's a potato.
Oh, potato quality, 100% potato quality. So I'm doing that. If you go back, it is so bad. It is so brutal. But it's also, I also enjoy it because I see my, you know,
the progression.
My daughter. Yeah.
Well,
dude,
your daughter too, and.
Yeah, and it shows you that it's possible. You know what I mean? Like people are like, oh, I all the time people putting themselves down like, oh, I can never do it. I won't make it. This is too difficult. Whatever. I'm like, bro, stop right now and go look at my videos from 2 years ago. It's not even the same human. You know, I used to full on get into chilling sweats before I turned the camera on because I was so nervous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And no one's watching. You know what I mean? So, but I would get like a body reaction, and then my daughter's freaking out, and I'm like, oh, I want her to be all perfect. Like, don't hit me, don't scream, don't.
Right.
But like looking back now, that would have been better. I'd be like, go crazy. You know what I mean? Be yourself. But I was always like,
you were still trying to be a parent in parent mode while the camera was on you, and you're like, that's such a weird thing to handle. I don't know. I know Ian does it a lot with his son. You know, they do the live streams together. I'm like, I don't think I could do that. I don't know if I could, you know, figure out that relationship properly on screen. So you started your channel, and you know, for quite a bit, your daughter was like a reoccurring on the channel too. When did you feel like, okay, I think I should, you know, maybe remove her? Was it when you started getting a little bit more attraction on the channel? Was there a specific reason?
Yeah. I'll tell you exactly what happened. So she actually was the one, and she didn't tell us she wanted to stop. So we were doing a bunch of videos, and she started to love it, right? She's like, you know, she sees people that are viewing it. She's watching her own videos that I'm editing with her, right? So she's the eldest of 3. Okay, so I have two other little ones with my wife. I've been with my wife for 10 years.
Hey, congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you, man. I walked into her room, and she was videoing herself on her own thing, like doing her own, like she was playing to the camera. You know what I mean? And she was like, "Oh, hey, this is Piper," you know, and it was harmless, right? And I was like, okay. Told my wife about it. I'm like, that's a little weird, you know what I mean? And then it started to happen more and more. And then I don't think she was completely tethered with like reality for a moment
Oh,
because
okay.
she was younger. So we'd be at the counter, right? So we have 3 kids, so I'd line them all up at the counter at the kitchen, and that's where they eat, and then me and my wife will eat at the dining room table. And she's still doing it. So it was just happening more and more, and I think she was kind of losing that connection with reality versus virtual.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, I'm like, we got to dial her back. We got to pull her off this. So
Yeah.
so then we took it to maybe she's doing 1 video a week, if that. And then with that, she kind of lost interest. And then
Got it.
I also, me and my wife spoke again. And my wife, I mean, dude, I'm so lucky with her, bro. She is like just so awesome. And I'm not just saying it just to say it. Like I would say it even if it was just me and my friend, but she's just like, she's the one, right? So she's like my best friend. So we talked about it, and she's like, yeah, let's just take her off.
Yeah.
And so I took her off, and my plan was truly to quit the channel, to stop the channel.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna quit. I was gonna quit YouTube. And it was a lot of was leading up to like just not getting any traction, not getting any views, putting my life and spirit force into the channel. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I see you nodding. So putting everything that I have into this thing that is literally returning nothing. Okay. It's, so I was like, I'm just going to be done. And things that, I met Colton at the time, who is, he's my friend now. He helped me with like editing and like really key parts of it. My other buddy, Tony, who's we're just buddies now. We go to we go to conventions now together. They were at Card Party with me, and we're planning on other stuff. So, and he's like, no, I'll help you out with some product. I'll get you some different product people might want to see. So all these people started to kind of like magnetize towards me, and they helped me save the channel, along with my daughter kind of stepping away. I could truly kind of be myself a little bit more.
Got it.
And then I fell in love with doing live events. So all of that combined, it like, saved the channel, and also got my daughter away from it, because I want her to be a kid as long as possible. This is unnatural as far as I'm concerned. I don't know all these people that are on the chat right now. I know some of them, but like, you know what I mean? I want her to be a kid. Let me interact with these guys right here. Let her be a kid. Go enjoy your life. And so all of that combined, that's how that happened. And she's, she'll come in and out. Like I'll be living sometimes. She'll come into a live event or whatever, but she knows that we're not doing episodes anymore. It's just not. And she stopped all those behaviors as well.
Oh yeah. I never thought of that too. I never thought of that. Like how like, because I see my son every now and then he'll walk past, because we don't want him like on camera or anything like that either, but he'll see me, what I'm doing, and then he'll come sit in the chair and say, what's up guys, this is Jay's Corner TCG. I'm like, what are you doing? You're watching me too much. So I can imagine that it could be a little like kind of alarming when you're seeing that, from your kids and everything. So you're like, hey man, great move, just stepping in there and doing what's right. So
oh yeah, well, because even now, bro, I'm a parent first. Everyone knows that. You know what I mean? That's my absolute top priority. Everyone wants to leave a better planet for their kids. I want to leave a better kid for the planet. Yeah, I want to leave better kids for the planet. You know what I mean? Like I want to leave. I want to just have the best, give my kids the best opportunity to be successful in life, and not, cripple them in any way, whether it's mentally, physically, metaphysically, whatever it is. I want them to just, and I want them to have a, just a natural. The kids grow up so damn fast right now.
Yeah.
They're
it's a weird time. It's a weird time for kids to grow up, man.
Oh, dude. When I was a kid, well, I don't know. I don't know how old you are.
I'm 30. I'm 30. I grew up playing outside, though. I grew up playing outside. I was out there in the streets. My mom had to come get me and, whip my ass after being out there too long. So.
Well, now it's like you're so afraid to let your kid out. You know what I mean? The boogeyman's out there. So it's like, that's how I grew up, bro. Come in when the street lights go on, and then do it again the next day.
So when you got that like resurgence on your channel, when did you start feeling like oh, this is moving along a lot quicker now versus when I first started? Was there like a moment that you remember or you go to?
Man, that's a tough one. So it feels, even still, it kind of feels like I'm constantly climbing a hill. You know what I mean? So I haven't felt like a relief where I'm like exhaling, and I've made it. You know what I mean? So my current goal is 100,000 subscribers. So that's like what I'm moving towards, and then I'll make another goal. But I think going over 1,000 subscribers was memorable. Going over 5 was very memorable. Getting my first video, my first video that went over 1,000 views. That was really cool. You know, because there was a long time where I was in the 200 to 600 view realm, and dude, I felt like it was like, I don't know, man, like it was scratching and clawing just to get to like 100 views for so long, you know. And I'd have to do everything. Half of them were my friends. I had my wife's best friend. She used to sit there and watch my videos on repeat, and she's like, "I'm helping," because she had like a desk job, and I'm like, "I don't even know if it works like that."
I don't think it does.
I don't think it works like that. You
but
know,
I
like,
appreciate the support.
You kept on watching and I remember hearing my voice when my wife was FaceTiming with her, and I'm like, "Why?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, Jen watches your stuff, even when," and I'm like, "That is so sweet, but I really don't think it works that way." You know, dude. So I don't know, man. I think maybe going over 1,000 views was pretty, you know, that was cool.
You know, regardless of like how you feel about anything, you know, when you get that return on something, you're like, oh wow, people are watching this. It makes you feel good. I don't care who you are. It makes you feel good. And and you can't get past that. It's human nature. It's an amazing feeling too. I mean, I myself, like whenever there's like 81 people in chat right now, it's amazing. It's such an amazing feeling. No matter how many are in here, cool? Whether there's like 10, 15, those 10, 15 people are here for you. So it's a crazy feeling. Go ahead.
I'll add to that. How's that? I remember also the first time that I went over 100 viewers while I was live. That was crazy. That I couldn't get that many people to come to my funeral, okay, in real life. And those people are there. They're like, you know, obviously they're always rotating. There's people coming in and out. But to have that concurrent be over 100, that was, bro. I'm getting chills right now. I don't know if you
just thinking about it,
bro. On the base set box, I think we got up to like, I want to say we got up to like 800 or 900. I called my mom.
That was a crazy box. That was a crazy box, and it wasn't.
Okay, so you were there.
I was there. I was watching.
I called my mom, bro. And
I saw that live on stream.
People would thought I was just
You're like, Ma?
or whatever.
Ma?
I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, there's this. And she goes, what? She's like that, Mom. She doesn't care. She'll love me no matter. I'm like, Mom, yeah, I was doing heroin for 5 days, and I'm in jail now for the next year. Oh, all right, honey, I love you. Do you want anything to eat? Do you want me to bring you some clothes, or how do you feel? I'm like, no, Mom, I'm going to jail for 2 years. That's it. It's over. It's over for me. Okay, well, just know that I love you, and then I'll call you next week. You know, it's like that. Mom, you know what I mean? It's like, but yeah, that was cool, man. That, you know, like you said, bro. Like that is literally why I do it, though, because you see the same names. You know who your people are.
Yep.
You know,
you grow a community.
You're almost doing it for them. Oh yeah, dude.
Absolutely.
You're doing it for them.
When speaking of the community, when did Vault Squad, you know, blow up the way it has blown up? Because you guys came in here heavy, which I appreciate the hell out of all you guys. Mm-hmm. You guys came in here heavy. Was it when the Discord was made?
Yeah. The Discord is, I don't know if you guys have a Discord, but Discord is so, like, if I were to be telling anyone like, hey, how do you do this thing? Also, starting a Discord is so beneficial because you can push all your stuff out to your core audience. Because the people that are on Discord are, you know, it's just like YouTube, right? So there's 10,000 in our Discord, but there's usually 1,000 people on. It's always 10%, right? Just like when you post a video, you're always going to get 10%. It's always like 90-10 rule.
Right.
But yeah, that, and then the Discord, I used to shield the hell out of the Discord. I used to be like, oh, you know, we have the best. I still say it now because I believe it, that we have the best. You know, I say it, but it's just because I believe it. But I used to be like, oh, go to Discord, link down below. I used to do it relentlessly in episodes, trying to build that up because I was trying to figure out how to sell out of breaks. Okay.
Got it.
I never usually had a problem, but there were some times where I go to the break, the moment, and then it wasn't sold out, which is like a defeat in a sense. You know, you want to be sold out. Now I don't have to do that, right? It sells out right away, right?
Yeah.
But that's when, you know, but like the Discord, and then it took off by itself, and then the mods of Discord, I become like really close with them. They're doing it for free. They're bringing people in. They're the ones now that are, publishing all my stuff, doing everything for me, telling people about it. And it's almost like it takes off by itself, I guess, in a sense. I no longer have to sell myself out, and I'm like lifting my skirt up on the corner. I can just let it happen, and that's also like the value part, because if it's something that people want to be a part of, you don't have to, they'll find their way to you, so.
I'm pretty Discord illiterate. I have a Discord where there is a Discord.
Same.
And I know in the back of my head that is a missed opportunity on my end. And shout out to some of my mods in here, like Steven Cons, like Clan Fan, that really hold it down for me in the Discord. I'm trying to figure out a way to be more involved. Do you do like video chats in there? Like
sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes. So as much as you're illiterate to it, I'm completely stupid to it. Okay, I hold the keys right to it. I am just as I'm capable, which is a problem, of just going in there and doing something devastating in the Discord. If I click the wrong buttons, bro, I could disable it. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't. My mods even know it. I don't mess with it at all.
Take this man's keys away,
bro. Okay, just let me walk into the store. I don't need to open. Sir, I gave all my abilities to my buddy, to Tony, and he's the one that executes because he knows Discord, right?
Got it.
I didn't even build it, bro. One of my people from the channel, they said, hey, I know about Discord, let me build this for you. He builds it and then gives me the ownership of it, and just did it out of the kindness of his heart. I don't even know where the hell this guy is now. He's not even on the channel anymore. If you're watching, bro, I love you.
And it's crazy the amount of people that I've met like that are so like giving, and they expect nothing in return. I'm like, I've met zero of you in real life before. Where do you guys come from? So it's crazy how generous
they don't
and
leave the house.
Appreciative.
They don't leave the house.
No, it's true. So
there goes Trev. So Poker Trev, dude, he has his own channel. He does his own thing, but he's a mod for that also like trips me out, where people are doing their own thing, their own lives, their own channel, but then they want to mod for you because they believe in it. They want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
That was something that I still, I don't want to say get choked up about, but it still hits me right in the jellies. It hits me right in the jellies every time it happens. I'm like, I expect nothing from you guys, and you guys are like doing all of this. It's crazy. Speaking of you guys doing all this, Colin's dad in here for 9 months on the membership. Can I get a what? Hey, Colin's dad, can I get a what? What's up, man? Appreciate you on the 9 months. Martial Law in here on the $4.99 super chat. He's trying to get me to do some more yodels. We did yodels on the channel one time. It went viral on just my channel though. Tetonator in here on the $2 Vault Squad. What's going on, Tetonator? Thank you so much. PokeTrev Vault mods are mid at best at PokeTrev.
So mid.
Bro, Chase Pokedex in here on the 1 month membership. Hey, doing a big J. Hey, appreciate you being in here, Roche. Thank you guys so much. Rodney and Cheney, thank you. Gonzo on the $5 super chat. Not just saved the channel, potentially saved your daughter, said Gonzo, referring back to earlier when we were talking. Trev in here on another $1.99. Don't worry, Granddad, we've got you. Hey, he's holding your hand all the way through this, Sean. All the way through this. Hey, I'm glad to see your mods got your back in here, Sean. It's the best thing ever.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of my mods, thank you all so much for holding down the chat for me. Appreciate you, everybody that's come through. Thank you for my mods for helping out with chat questions or anything going on. Good Times Gaming. I see you in here, John Parker. Get you. Appreciate you, everybody. So kind of going back to the channel, you've just reached the 70K milestone. And I think I asked you on one of your last live streams, one of the most significant moments on stream, and you said it was like the 50K milestone when you hit that. Can you take me back to that moment on that day?
So you saw Tony in the background. So that's when I say Tony, that he was there during that. And it was just perfect timing, absolute perfect timing, because he was like going to be in town. And he lives in Cali, but he doesn't live necessarily close to me. But he's like, hey, I'll be there for that. And it lined up with the time period that I was going to be live. It let us do the, halfway or most of the live event. And then I just put it up on screen, and it was just like it was just surreal. You know what I don't have words to do. It's just so it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable because I don't know how you grew. Okay. So like, I don't know like how your journey has been, but there was a time, Jay, where it, for 3 weeks. Okay. And this is, I say this story all the time, but I'll say it again. For 3 weeks during the beginning, I had gotten up to, I was trying to get to 100 subscribers. I was giving away a base set Charizard. I was doing anything. I would have given away anything, you know, whatever, take my money. Just get me to 100. That's all I was trying to do was get to 100. I was stuck at 64 for 3 weeks and devastating, absolutely devastating. And then I remember, because I would wake up, I don't know about you, but like I would wake up and like instantly go to see if my subscribers are growing, right?
Right.
I went down a subscriber and I'm like something shattered like it was my soul or my spine. I don't know what happened. Okay. And I'm like, what am I even doing in my life? And most of those people were family and friends, which means that one of my family or friends,
they got sick of it.
They, you know, unsubscribed on purpose. Okay. There's like, now I wouldn't know, right? I wouldn't know, but I know it was one of you guys. It was like my sister probably. Okay. Okay. So she's like, well, you know what I mean? So it's like,
it can affect you like legitimately.
But remembering that and then if you told me no BS, bro, like serious stuff. Like if you told me back then you'd be at 50 now, 70 now, approaching 100, I'd be like, that's not possible. I'm not I'm not a freaking wizard. I'm not a mathematician, but I can't get to 65 subscribers. That's not possible. You know what I mean? So to go from that person, and that wasn't, that was, a couple, like 2 years ago, to come to this, it is surreal. It's humbling. It's, it's still, I still appreciate it. And I don't know that I ever won't, because I didn't grow up on YouTube. I already made it in life. If YouTube goes to zero, I'm just going to go on with my life and I just won't have YouTube. Yeah. So I appreciate it differently, I think, than for like kids that grow up on YouTube and they've always been chasing the subs, it's different,
Yeah, no, and I can imagine like the feeling it gives you too, because even me looking back on when I initially started YouTube, I remember going to my phone like, is there anything happening? Is there anything happening? Did I just go viral? Hell no, you didn't. Realistically, no. Hell no, you didn't. So it was just the constant influx of 1 - 2, 1 - 2. And you're like, oh my God. This is the worst thing ever.
Brutal.
It's terrible. So that's why a lot of people deal with like that mental health issue on this side of the platform, because you do have to go through a learning curve and try to just it's easier said than done. You got to try not to focus on it, but focus on it. Put your effort into it, but not overly focus on just the sub count.
Yeah.
Tyler Regan in here on the $1.49 hot dog. He dropping the hot dogs in chat. That's one of your mods, right? Is that one of your mods? He is the mod.
So back when you were saying, oh, I'd be on here and there'd be like like 10 people or whatever.
Yeah.
Back when I started living, it was him, his wife, and like 3 other people that I didn't, you know what I mean? And it was like that was it. Yeah. Week in, week out, and it was brutal. Playing music in the background. He knows what I'm talking. I would be playing physical music, feeding it into my microphone. Imagine that. Okay.
I've done it. I used to do it too. Don't worry.
It just seems like the right thing to do, but, and I'm in 720p. I don't know how to get up to 1080. It's like in my head, it was like a credit score thing. I'm like, do I have to be a better person? Do I have to make my payment? Like, how do I get up to 1080p?
Yeah.
I don't know how to get there. It's like I was in 720. I didn't know the difference. So yeah, he was one of the people still with me to this day.
That is a ride. It's funny too, because there's plenty of mods in here that I have that were in there with me from day one. And, I think it's those people that kind of bring you back to a realization. I'm sure he gives you shit in chat or, but behind closed doors,
relentlessly
behind closed doors, he's like, bro, like this is like good shit. Like, congratulations. Yep. Like that. And that real feedback from someone that's been with you from day one is, I love it. I live for that because it's amazing.
But imagine that. Okay. So, and one thing that I've come to like realize, and this is why I try to go above and beyond if I can. Like I try to be there for them as much as I can, and like specifically the mods. Okay.
Yeah.
So imagine this. Like, just try to put your headspace there, right? These are people where you're making, like, I'm making true steps forward in life, and there are people out there like Tyler that are thanklessly and that literally no benefit to them other than having, they're obviously nurturing something, but that's the kind of people that they are.
Yeah.
They are literally helping propel you forward in life and asking nothing for it. And that is so, like, I respect that on a lot of levels, because that's like one of my things. So like in sales, okay, so I'll give you a little thing. And I know you didn't ask for it. So there was a time where I had 25 salespeople working for me. Okay. And there's all these different types of guys, and it's the same thing in YouTube. There's guys that will step on their friends to get to the top, right? Because they're trying to elevate, whether it's position, financial, whatever. They will step on anyone. They climb other people to get to the top, right?
Right.
And then there's other people that, will kind of just move with you, right? You don't have to pull them necessarily or push them. They just walk with you. And then there's people where they are such good people where other people elevate them, right? So like, and it's like in most things, and people like Tyler, I don't have to claw my way to the top. I wouldn't do it anyway, but those people elevate me without me even asking for it. You know what I mean? And it's just, I don't know. It's invaluable. You can't buy that. You can't buy that,
Yeah. And how does CTR help elevate you in your content too?
I live in his brain rent free, and everyone thinks that he lives in mine. It's the other way around. Okay, I don't say his name 100 times a day. He says my name 100 times a day. No, dude, that's another thing where it's like, people will say, oh yeah, they want to sniff each other's farts and all that shit. Like that's whatever. The dude's my friend. I want nothing but the best for him. Yeah. His language is to shit on me, and that's fine. I don't mind it. You know what I mean? Like I'm here for it. I don't care. This is the internet, Yeah. He wants to say something, but people that know, they know that we're cool. You know, so yeah, dude. That's all we want. It's just we're both rat racing to the top.
And it's funny too, because that's how guys are. Like you should be able to bullshit with one another, and
that's the best part.
It's the best part, exactly. You know.
Yeah.
And I enjoy seeing it, and I think the rest of the community enjoys seeing that too.
Well, because it humanizes us again, right? Yeah. It's like, because if you can't take that, then get out. Don't do it. Like that. And it's back to the kind of videos I was making too. I didn't ask any of them if I could needle them a little bit.
Yeah.
But the space needs that. I think a lot like same thing with me and you. Like a lot of people. There's a lot of types of content in our space where people are they're destructive towards each other, right? They're trying to find things, and which is fine. That's their own thing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we're all in the same boat, bro. If you sink, I sink. If I sink, you sink. I mean, what are you working towards if I'm out or what? You know what I mean? Like we're both trying to do the same thing. We're both trying to live the same life. So we gotta be on that level in deep down. And
I kind of always go back to like the notion that just because we're doing the same thing doesn't mean like it's not really competition, because there's so many I would say there's so many people in the world that there's enough for everybody, and creating your own space, your own community. My community is not the same as your community. My community is not the same as, Pokeballer Mike's community that's in here, or PokeSurge that's in here right now. We're all different, but we have overlapping subscribers. But we all bring a different aspect of the hobby to you guys, and that's like that's like one of my favorite things, because I don't know how to explain it. The community of it is crazy, and it's like one of the best feelings.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like we're competing in a sense of, I get who has the most subs, who has the most clout, whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't, like take a Possum Bud, dude. He's a super cool guy.
Yeah.
He has a fifth of my subscribers, but we get similar views.
Yeah.
It's not even about that. Like for me, okay, like competition, I don't look at it like that, right? So like I don't look at like Ryan or Nick or anyone as my competition. I like anyone, even you, anyone, no one.
Yeah.
I want to be able to provide for my family. I want to have a good time. Having the family part, I think it gives you a different perspective. You know what I mean? Like if I was solo, that's it. I'll be out in the streets. I'll try to get the views anyway. Like I'll go do crazy stuff for the views. You know what I mean? Like if it was just me and I got nothing, I got no future, nothing to live for, whatever. I'm all in. You know? But like I don't look at it like that. I'm trying to just provide for my family, have a community, do the, grow the channel as much as possible, be my own master, bro. That's what I want to. I want to be my own boss. That's what I want.
Yeah.
So that I'm competing with myself, I guess.
No, that's a good way to put it too, because I mean, your biggest competition is yourself at the end of the day with everything.
Oh,
So with everything, the good, your channel seeing good success at the moment, and we just came off a card party, and we were talking a little bit about that before we came on here. Can we go back and talk about leading up to card party, because you were involved in I'm not sure to what extent you were involved with, but I know you and Pat had a lot of back and forth. So can you take us back into the time where Pat either hit you up or asked you to be part of it?
Okay. All right. So for card party, or just in or just how we met?
Let's start with how you met. Let's start with how you met.
Okay. So let's see. Gosh, maybe it's been like 6 months or something like that. I didn't know this at the time, but me and Pat, just he has another YouTube channel, right? I think, I don't know if people know about that, but he has another YouTube channel where he does investing, world stuff, not Pokemon. Then me and Pat started at the same time. Okay, so we started making Pokemon content at the same time. I remember seeing his stuff, and I remember clicking on his videos, and I'm like, damn, this guy, his superpower is editing. Okay, or his team, right? He's wizard level, bro. I don't know, different level. I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to
with your potato.
I'm trying to polish my potato, and he's taking me on a journey. Okay, so I'm like, this guy's gonna be huge. So that was my first interaction with just his content. But I'm doing my own thing, blah blah blah. He lives in San Diego, which is, I used to live there, and we're both in Cali, right? So it's he lives 2 hours away from me. Out of nowhere, he DMs me on Instagram 6 or 7 months ago, and he goes, "Hey, I'm gonna be at
Was that when you guys went to Frankenstein's?
Frankenstein's.
Yeah,
I've been there multiple times." He goes, "Hey, I'm gonna be at Frankenstein's on this day. Do you feel like maybe getting together, meeting, and out of the blue, bro, out of the blue?" And I'm like, by this time he had a couple videos that were over 3 million views. He's at 400,000 subscribers, and I'm sitting there with I maybe had 30,000 or something like that. So I'm over there playing in the dirt, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I'd love to. And I didn't know I didn't know what to expect. I went in there thinking, with his production level, I'm like, he's gonna have people everywhere. There's gonna be booms and lights and the whole thing. It's just him with 2 binders and a bunch of cameras. Okay, so that's literally what it is. We start talking, and he's pretty introverted. As I don't, for you met him at card party. I mean, he was fine. He's just a normal dude, but out in public, very introverted. So he's a different person on the camera, which is it brings out his true side. But yeah, we hit it off, bro. We hit it off. We started talking about family, blah blah blah. So that video, did really good. That video, man, talk about propel. I just got a lot of core love off that video. It wasn't a huge subscriber thing, but it was more of a validity clout type of thing, where it was hey, Sean's here, Vault's here, he's here, he's here to play, he's here to stay. That's how it felt. And so he gave me just that feeling, and he goes, dude, if you got something to say, go out and say it. Do your thing. He gave me a lot of coaching in how to be on camera and stuff like that. And I was always very natural, I can do the camera thing, but he's hey, you want to cut out the in-between parts. People want to see the in-between parts. That's what I try to show. So getting from A to B, people go from A to B sometimes, but sometimes the fun part is the middle,
Right.
So if that makes any sense, that's, he'll fast forward and he'll dialogue over us moving from A to B. Anyway, fast forward, me and him stay in contact. He'll text me hey, how do you feel about this? And I'll be hey, how do you feel about this? We'll bounce stuff off each other. We end up becoming friends. And then leading up to card party, we had done 3 videos. So the third video was us at the Anaheim Convention Center.
I remember that.
I get into the Pikachu costume and chewing bubble gum, whatever. And the video doesn't do well. Right? It has like a couple 100,000 views, right?
Yeah, terrible.
Yeah, terrible. And so I go to him, I'm like, dude, because our first 2 videos got over 1 million, right? They went like viral or whatever. And I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. And he goes, about what? And I'm like, he goes, dude, what are you talking about? The other videos did really well. This one's just doing what it should, whatever. I was totally bummed out because I'm like, he's got this card party thing. He's like, don't even worry about that. Let's worry about card party. So he texts me 2 weeks before card party. He goes, hey, I'm going to put you on the schedule. I want you to help me with something on Saturday night. And I was like, okay. And he didn't tell me how much help or whatever. So I was like, fine. That night comes, or that day, you were there.
Yeah.
And he goes, hey, be backstage 5 minutes beforehand. And I was like, okay. So now I'm starting to get nervous, bro. I'm like getting nervous right now.
Right.
I'm
you got the sweaty palms. You're like, oh man.
I'm getting that feeling coming over me, dude. And I'm like, and now you want the cameras and the booms with it. He's back there, and he's making a PowerPoint on the fly for what he's about to talk about. This is the kind of mad scientist he is, okay? And then I'm sitting there. His guy's reaching up my shirt. He's like, hey, you cool with me doing this? I'm like, yeah, you're already in my back pocket. And he's like, so he's reaching up, putting the thing on, and now I'm wired in. And he goes, test. And I'm like, dude, it was, and he goes, all right, listen, I'm going to say some stuff. After I say this, I want you to come out on stage. And I was like,
okay,
do this.
What do I say?
Okay.
What do I say?
Yeah. And he goes, oh, and that's right. I was like, script? Do I have a script? What's going on here? And I'm, Danny's back there. Danny's his like lead guy. And I'm like, Danny, dude, I made friends with him by this point. I'm like, Danny, you're hanging me out to dry here. What's going on, dude?
Yeah.
And he goes, don't worry about it. You're fine. Just play off of what Pat's doing. Bro, it was baptism by fire. I go out there. He's screaming about God knows what. I just back him up. It was just once I got out there, I felt totally, like at ease with it. But that's a lot. That's how it happens, sometimes. And there's no plan. And that's almost better sometimes. So
just impromptu. Did you like feel like in your element at all, like on that stage? Because I mean, we play to a crowd, but obviously it's not live. Was it just, how was that feeling?
You've tried to be more like it was weird. It was electric a little bit, because you feel you can't put it into words, but you feel 2,000 sets of eyeballs on you. I don't know how to explain that. You feel them looking at you. And then when you're up there, what people don't see is that there's the lights. It's almost blinding because you're looking out. I can only really see the first 5 rows. Everything else is a blur. And then you try to just not, you're live, right? You're live, right? You're in person. So you're trying to like not say anything that's going to get you canceled. Don't say anything that's going to insult somebody. Like try to be funny, try to be yourself all at the same time. I just let it go, bro. And I'm just like, listen, I'm going to try to hold the F-bombs because I know there's 6-year-olds in here. Yeah. So that was all that I was thinking of in my head. Try not to cuss and then just be there for it. That's all I did. And that was it.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah. And in card party, I feel like all the PokeTubers over there keep talking about it. I'm gonna keep talking about it. I don't give a damn. But for you, Vault, like you got to also interact with like Nick. You got to interact with Ryan. Everybody else that was in there. You guys were able to like to chop it up at the Airbnb that you guys got. First of all, we're gonna talk about that. But I also want to talk about like the interactions with just the kids, the collectors over there talking, asking for autographs. I asked for an autograph. Your autograph is on this Pikachu over here, man.
Yeah, somewhere. The Pikachu. It's on the back of the head. It's on the top of the head.
Yeah, right there. So it's Vault right there. So I mean, when you came in, was there like a mob of kids or people that were like,
instantly,
it's Pokevault.
Instantly,
it's Pokevault.
Instantly. It was the weird. It's crazy. Yeah.
And I think I talked to you a little bit about it right now before we started. You had only been ever recognized one other time in public, and you said it was at the gym, and some guy came up to you and said, "Are you Pokevault? Are you Sean?"
I thought he was. Yeah. He kind of startled me. So I was using the bench, and he came right up to me, and I got up because I had the earbuds in, right? So I had the earbuds in. I'm like, yeah. What? I'm like, oh my bad, dude. Am I on your machine or whatever? He goes, no. Are you Sean? Are you Pokeball? And I'm like, yeah. And I was so stunned, right? And he ends up chopping, and it was even more embarrassing for me because he goes, "My little brother loves you. I'm going to take a picture with you. And it'll make him so jealous." Or whatever. He's like a grown man, And I'm like, little brother, great.
Yeah.
That was the only time. And then to go from that to card party, it's like, like I was saying, dude, like I was getting high on my own supply at the end of card party. I thought I was like, oh, king of the castle, I got my chair, king of the castle,
king of the castle.
Yeah. Oh, dude. I was so up my own ass. It wasn't even funny, bro. I had to, and then to come back, and then
your wife pulled it down real quick, though, right?
Oh, bro. She's like, listen, put everyone to sleep, put yourself to sleep, and clean the dishes before you do, okay? And put the alarm on. And I'm like, oh, we're back. We're back to reality. You know,
there was a day that I got raided by Rev, like on the live stream, and we had like 4,000 people in the chat. And my wife,
dude,
my wife was there. My wife was there, and we held like a good 1,000, 1,500 people the entire stream. After that, my wife was like, "Was that fun?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "All right, well, there's some dishes for you to do." So it just dropped me back down real quick. They know how to work you, but they keep you grounded.
Well, they have to, life is about position, right? If you go too far up here, she's still down here.
Yeah.
So my wife's like, listen.
You better bring your ass down.
Yeah. You better pull the chute, okay? And float back down because I'll come get you.
Damn, man. What was one of your favorite memories that you've taken away from card party this past couple? What was it, like a month ago now?
Easy, yeah, dude. It's like time flies, man.
Yeah.
Easily. Obviously, meeting the community, meeting the fans, that was amazing. Being on stage, amazing.
Yeah.
What I enjoyed most was, again, those in-between moments where I was just chilling with all the guys at the house, and we were sitting there, we're drinking, and like apple juice, of course. We're like having some Black Label. We're just talking. We're chopping it up. We're opening up Pokemon packs like the true degenerates that we are. Like, people think that it just stops at the camera. It's like, we're all opening stuff up. People are pulling some big hits, whatever.
Yeah.
But like just those moments were so cool when you could just, no one's filming, no one's acting. I'm not saying acting, but no one's on.
No one's playing up to the camera. Like
everyone's just being themselves, and you could actually, create a friendship there.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do. Like for me, like as much as I'm good at like, connecting with the community in life, I kind of keep my head down, go about my business. I'm just trying to, tackle the next hour of my life, and whether it's with the kids, with work, with life, whatever. And I don't make a lot of friends in life, you know what I mean? It's just how it is.
There's no time to make friends anymore.
You're in your orbit, and to be able to, and then these guys, you make friends with these people that are in the same space that you can really. It's helpful because you can commiserate with them on a different level because they know what you're going through. They know what you're feeling. You speak the same language in a way, and so that was, bro, I got to go to card party. I got to be on stage. I got to stay in an Airbnb with these freaks,
absolute degenerates.
100%, Ryan got absolutely obliterated one night. It was beautiful. I got Black Labeled one night too. I don't know what happened. Okay, like I woke up feeling like I was like
do I have to do this again today?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
But then once you're there, dude, this is the thing with these celebrities, bro. This is why they're so freaking out of control. It's just like drugs, bro. You walk into the door, and the first time someone comes up to you, isn't it? I mean, people are coming up to you, bro. It's weird. It's different.
It was weird.
Whoa.
Me? Yeah, of course. I know how to do this. How the hell do I make my signature again?
Yeah, exactly.
How do I do this?
Now I'm working on my own signature. I'm gonna add an extra little, there. Like, I'm gonna make this all fancy. You start using a paintbrush by the end of the weekend. So yeah, dude. No, it was cool, man. That was the best for me. Those three things. So.
Like the interaction and being able to hang out with the people that you've been talking with and become friends over the internet. I've made more friends over the internet than I have in real life over the past 2 years too. Sure. So I get it. I 100% get it. But going kind of back to, your wives, bringing you back down to reality. We all have lives outside of YouTube, and, with you and, experiencing your growth, has there been a time and point where like, okay, I'm putting too much time into this, I need to step back from YouTube and, you know, refocus on work or family? How has that balancing act been for you?
So in the beginning, it was really difficult because not only was I investing a lot of my time into filming and researching, and I was spending true, family money, getting equipment, computers, all this, you know what I mean? Like just all this stuff. And I was trying to use Pokemon money, but like, I was using house money, which is like a no-no, and
Right.
and then I'm trying to figure out how to edit, right? And that in itself, and we had a newborn at the time, so my youngest was, so he's crying in the background. My wife's trying to get me to help her, and I'm trying to figure out how to edit. It's so frustrating, and it's like we were kind of like fighting a lot about that because it was taking me away from the family. Right?
Yeah.
As time progressed, I got better at editing. I got better at managing my time. I started doing things, she had to sit down with me. She goes, "Hey, this has got to stop. You got to either do this at night when everyone's asleep or in the morning when no one's awake."
Yeah.
And it's like, so I started managing my time better. I'm doing it at night. I'm doing all my editing at night, but that's also kind of destructive for me and my wife because we like to spend that quiet time when all the kids are asleep.
Right.
When the house is asleep. So I had to really prioritize when I would do things and be strategic. And then it got easier. So like current day, I'm more liberated in that sense than I ever have been. I still create shorts and certain videos,
Right.
But I have an editor now. And
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude. And that is far and away one of the most, like, obviously it's a step backwards when it comes to like profitability, I guess, in a sense. But the way that it opens me up, especially in front of the camera, I feel like excited again to get in front of the camera. So do you do your own editing?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So when you're filming, and you can attest to this, whether or not you want to admit it, that's all good. But you start to almost placate to your editing style. So I started setting myself up for pows, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like, it's not natural, and I would be jump cutting myself while I'm video filming.
Right.
It's just so unnatural. And then I'm watching it back and I'm like, oh my God, dude, you're so cringe.
Cringe.
It's like crazy.
It's terrible.
Oh my God. It's terrible. Oh, dude, it was, and it's like, and now I'm having to watch myself back. By the time the thing's done, I hate the video, I hate the channel, and I hate myself. and so
You want to throw that video away. I've been there before. There before.
And then I'm fighting with everyone in the house. My daughter's coming in. She wants me to just play with her, and I'm like, I'm editing.
Give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
Yeah.
I'm almost done.
Yeah, and it's like, damn, dude. So it's gotten better, especially and the editors only come in the last 2 months.
Okay.
So before that I had it dialed, bro. I was doing editing late at night. I would spend time with my wife, and then once she fell asleep, she's an early sleeper. Once she fell asleep, I'm editing from probably 10 to 2 in the morning, and then getting up and doing the thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and now when the kids are at school during the day, I can work on some stuff. And
yeah.
My wife's involved now. Getting my wife involved with
Dude,
the channel
she is.
Was a huge W.
Yeah. And she's playing up to it on the shorts too, and everything, man. That's awesome.
Oh, she's a natural. So I'll come up to her and be like, listen, you're gonna pretend to open this pack. That's what people don't get. They think that she's actually like gonna open up a pack of jungle.
Yeah.
And like, no, that's a real fight. That's in the
yeah, no.
Yeah. But it's all satire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's like so good at it because we're just, trying to make each other laugh or whatever. And yeah, dude, getting her involved. Once you can so she used to be combative to the channel. Once I got her on my team, it's a sales thing too.
Working on it. I'm working on it.
Yeah. Once you get people nodding with you, like, oh yeah, it's a good price. Oh,
yeah.
So once you get people on your team, now you're like full force, because then now she's a part of like, oh, you're editing? I got the kids, baby. I got you. Go do that. You go do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She wants something. She wants something after that, though.
I know. Exactly. Oh, dude. For sure. Yeah. For sure. Okay. Yeah. For sure.
Let me make sure that everybody gets recognized. Kangas Krantz on the $2 super chat. Sean's still young and hot, said Kangas Krantz. Hey,
Wow.
say it louder, Steven. Pokeball Mike on the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man. He said, no problem, JK. I'm a fake Moz. J Gang for life. Appreciate you, Pokeball Mike. Thanks so much for being in here, man. Helping me hold down the chat. Laura said, Kangas is a Pokevault fanboy. Laura, you're not wrong on the $2 super chat. You were absolutely right. Seriously, though, no mods do it better than Vault Squad for life, said Poke Trev. Trev, appreciate the $1.99. Appreciate you, man. Kangas Krantz also came back in here on the $2, said, Jay is hotter, though. Hey, Steven, I appreciate that. Wow. Tyler on the $1.49. Thank you so much, man. The hot dog sticker. Happy Sean's Day, said Poke Surge on the 7-month membership. Sheesh. Appreciate you, Surge. Yes, every day is Sean's Day. Never forget that, guys. When you wake up in the morning, holidays. Be happy that today is Sean's Day. Heart is where you roam on the stickers, the heart stickers. Thank you so much. $1.49. Ian with Ian, I sniff Jay's butt, but won't take the bike lessons from it. Hey, Ian, you could yes. Fun. Cue the Michael Jordan clip you have.
Yes, I have it.
Hey, Tone Loco said, ask him how many burritos he ate on Saturday. How many burritos did you eat on Saturday?
3.
So
we okay. All these grown men in the house, okay, family men. Mm-hmm. We're all in an Airbnb. No one, even leading up to it, I was like, we need to go to the market and just get like life food, you know. And they're like, no, we're gonna be at the convention. We got this handled.
We got Skittles at the house. We're good.
Yeah. We got Starburst and Skittles. We're gonna be great. Okay. And I'm like, no, we need to get like just like fuel. Yeah. And we never went to the market, and all we did was Uber, whatever, Grubhub, breakfast burritos, lunch burritos, and then dinner burritos if there's a difference between the 3. So, yeah.
That's like, man, you could tell that there was no women involved in that trip at all because of how it was planned then. That's the way it should be, though. Perfect. Yeah. Everything works well like that.
I got a case of water on the second day just to keep us all alive. So, I mean.
Hey, did you get the Black Label as well? More? You probably needed some.
We did at the same time. We got Black Label and water. That's it. Someone also brought Ryan a bottle of Black Label.
Oh, really? I was gonna bring some Glenn Levitt's a box of it so he could sign it, but I was like, I don't have space for it. It's not worth it.
I don't have space for it. He thought about it, though.
Yeah, I thought about it. Guys, I'm gonna switch over to the questionnaire that we have over here, Vault. So a lot of people putting questions for you, probably some for me too. Said Trap Ketchum came in here, said, what would both of you all be doing without Pokemon right now?
I would personally just be doing. If Pokemon did not exist, I would probably be into vintage video games still, and like just collecting that, or I don't know, just be living my life.
Yeah,
still doing my job, and I mean, I don't know.
I think I would just still be playing a lot of basketball and collecting shoes. That was my collection before.
Yeah, right. How many pairs of shoes do you have?
Like 45, I don't know, 45, something like that. It's not that bad. That's not that bad.
That's not crazy. I have like 12 pairs of Vans. I only wear Vans, so I have a lot of. Not 45.
Yeah.
How many are Jordans?
44. Honestly, I can't remember off the top of my head. My Kobe's, the Kobe's are the ones I had the most because I played basketball. So I would always be like, oh, I need new basketball shoes. For what reason? I don't know. Because I need them.
See? Everyone's got their itch that they got to scratch, bro. Everyone's got their itch.
Exactly. Lux came in here and said, what was your very first Pokemon memory?
For me, pulling the Venusaur
Hollow.
Yeah, I mean, that's like one that sticks in my head for sure.
It's funny because first pack I ever got, I remember that's a memory that sticks with me. My mom came home and she gave me a base set pack and it had a Venusaur on it, so that kind of sticks with me too.
Dude.
It's like those memories. I don't know. That's crazy. I never thought about that memory until I got back into Pokemon, and it's crazy that I still remember it.
But dude, I mean, countless hours in my mind playing the Nintendo game.
Yeah.
I mean, being in line at KB Toys. A lot of people don't know about KB Toys.
KB Toys, the best.
Dude, better than Toys R Us. KB Toys was the best. Okay, they took out all the crap. They had all the good stuff, right? So for your more seasoned, mature 10-year-old, okay, at the time, it's a different world back then.
Very mature.
That's another thing with kids. They'll never know. They know about going into Target or to Walmart. Mm-hmm. They'll never experience the feeling that you get when you walk in and smell the new plastic. Walking into, the double doors open to Toys R Us or to KB,
Mm-hmm.
and you're walking in there. I remember waiting in line for the video game. I waited for hours so I could get a copy of, and I wanted red. And that was the first one to go, right between red and blue. I mean, I was like ground floor. Yeah, it was. I remember that. That was a pretty memorable moment.
My son called Target the toy store the other day, and I was like, oh, "You poor child."
Just doesn't know.
You poor child.
They don't know. They don't know.
Gonzo came in here, said, "Did Opossum Bud or Rock ever take your coat?" Said Gonzo. Do you know what he's referring to?
No clue.
Gonzo out here referring to absolutely nothing. Come on, Gonzo. Be better than that. I've taught you better than this.
I bet if there was more...
That's all he put on there. Pidgey Boy said, wilderness or beach life? If so, why? Pidgey Boy's out here asking the real questions. Would you rather live in the mountains or on the beach?
Personally, I would probably live in the mountains that was close to the beach if I had to choose. But
you pick California,
right? Seriously. But yeah, I wouldn't mind living in the woods, living off. Off. I always told my wife I would never live in a big house. Like if I didn't have her and the kids, I probably could live minimalistic, like like I'd be fine with it, honestly. So
I feel like I'm kind of the same way. I don't need too much. I need my setup now. Obviously.
Sure.
But besides that, nothing.
I could get this set up working in a freaking oversized van or like a converted bus or something like that.
Yeah, you're good. You could be traveling.
Got the Starlink off the top. I'm in. Yeah.
Pidgey Boys came back in here and said, "Is it Sean, or Sean? SEAN, SHAUN, SHAWN?"
Depending on who you ask, okay. No, but it's my birth name is Sean, SEAN, but apparently now it's Old Sean's.
Old Sean's. Sean's Day. Every day.
It's unbelievable.
Man, it's a great joke. I'm sorry, it's a great joke.
I mean, he's got dude's like Pied Piper, man. He's like just got people
following him. No,
it's fun. It's fun though, man.
Okay, Pokemoner said, "What was your biggest and proudest moment in your Pokemon journey?"
Biggest and proud, getting the. Damn, dude, I don't know. Okay.
We got one.
So, we'll use Card Party again.
Okay.
Like being able to, number one, be recognized that way. I remember saying it in my video. I never in my life up until that moment had I ever been recognized in a way where I was being brought up to a stage. Yeah. Unless, like I've gone up on a stage, like on a cruise, to be the butt of a joke for some magician or some act, I've been on a stage before. Never in my life have I ever been recognized as a key person in some sort of a bubble. I've never been recognized like that. So that was I couldn't replace that moment. That was an amazing moment.
I can imagine, man. That's like you're like, wow, this is what this feels like.
Yeah, dude. I couldn't, it was cool. It was neat, I don't know.
Vision Games Pokemon said, a card you've been wanting for a while.
I've owned the card, but a goal of mine is to get a PSA 10 copy of the Gold Star Charizard from Dragon Frontiers.
Oof.
That's a goal, and that's a big one.
It's a big one right there. I think not a PSA version, but any Gold Star Rayquaza is probably be mine. I'm a Rayquaza and a Houndoom lover, so that's me.
When I got back into it, man, no one cared about Gold Stars. Bro, a Gold Star. I bought a near mint Gold Star Torchic. It ended up grading a 7 or an 8, I think.
Okay.
But I bought it for I think $30 back in 2015, and it was like
crazy how times have changed.
It was a part of a collection as well.
Oh,
it was just like it was just hidden in a collection. So like it
just tossed in there.
Now that I'm remembering, I think it was in a sleeve, and I didn't buy it because I've had a few along the way. But I'll just say this: I've gotten a Gold Star Torchic where I didn't even see it was like an eBay buy, and I don't even think it was a part of the pictures of the listing.
It was just in there.
Oh, bro, I looked at it. I'm like, This is like years ago. This is before channel. I mean, that would have been.
I used to love just buying regular eBay lots of cards just to see what I would get because it was so cheap. You know, and then I remember buying, you know, packs of Jungle or Fossil at the time. It was like maybe like $40 at the time. And I was just like, I just want to relive it and, you know, have fun with it. And, you know, try to do that now. It's impossible.
It was reasonable. It was semi-reasonable back then.
Yeah.
You know, now it's totally, you know,
it's crazy. Brandon Tucker says, should my PokeTuber name be Pokedon or does someone already use that? I don't think anybody uses that, Brandon. So feel free, man. Go after it. Good luck on your journey, man. Sleeping Snorlax said, had Sean ever needed to...
What is... I can't see the question.
Sorry, you can't see the question. Sleeping Snorlax asking the big questions right here. The pressure questions. Had Sean ever needed to go poop on stream? If so, has he ever did and be right back in 15 minutes?
It wasn't 15 minutes, and yes, I have. I did it 2 weeks ago where I'm like, hold up, guys. So this door right here leads to a bathroom, and I could not hold it, bro. It was going to be like Turtlehead was poking out, and I was losing.
Fuck.
Oh, dude, I was losing the battle. Okay, so it was a situation.
You had that shift in your chair. You're just like, damn. Yeah, all right. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, before if I waited any longer, it was going to be a shit in a chair, not a shift in a chair.
Diglett did coming out of there to say hi.
Oh, bro, I was losing. I lost the battle. It was already out.
Catch 'em all 22 said, in the 90s, could you buy card sleeves as easy as you can today in big box stores? I don't remember, man. Do you remember?
I don't know. I'll say this: I wasn't buying like Pokemon cards in big box stores. I was buying them at card shops. So like back in the day, we would go to our local card shop, or you'd go to a card shop in the mall. Yeah. And that's where I was buying Pokemon. Like I wouldn't go to back in the day. I wouldn't go to Target to buy Pokemon. I would buy it at Toys R Us.
Toys R Us.
I never remember there being. In my mind, you would never think, just like now, let's say you opened up a pack of Paldea Evolved and pulled a holo. Would you ever contemplate putting that card in a sleeve? You know what I mean? Like, right? Unless you just didn't think about it. It wasn't even a thought. You just throw it in your binder. So there wasn't sleeve. It wasn't. I don't remember there being sleeves for sale.
Yeah, I don't remember sleeving anything.
Deck sleeves. There was deck sleeves where if you were playing a game, so like Magic sleeves in Magic was a thing, because they to riffle and all that stuff because there's kids playing Magic. Yeah. So like I remember people using those sleeves for Pokemon. I want to say, but yeah, I don't remember for Pokemon.
Me neither, to be honest. Let's see. TCG Verse said, "What is your favorite memory related to Pokemon?"
My favorite memory. I mean, it's God. I don't know. Probably going over 50K was pretty memorable, like we were talking about, and then I would say like right now, fresh top of mind is Card Party still. Card Party was. Anyone that's watching or that does watch this later on watches this back. If you have the opportunity to go to Card Party, and this isn't a plug, I all the tickets that were sold to my squad, like in every way that I tried to help for the launch Card Party, I didn't make a penny off of it. So don't take it. This is not like that. As just an experience, as a human being in this space, if you can make your way to Card Party Gen 2 after what I experienced in Gen 1, and same thing with Jay. Yeah, you're not gonna be disappointed. It's an absolute experience. So.
I agree, man. And you can try to go to a collector con, but it's not going to be the same.
Not the same.
You've been to a collector con. I've been to a collector con. It's not the same.
Not even close.
No.
I don't. So like in a collecticon, you know how they'll do performances, right? Right. Usually it's Vanilla Ice, right? He's coming out on stage or something, right? Yeah. So it's like something like that. You don't feel like you're part of it. When you're at Card Party, imagine that feeling, but you're in a seat, so it's auditorium, and then you see yourself. You know how there's a hype reel, right?
Dude, the hype reel was ridiculous.
Hype reels on the spot, guys. So
Dan is in here right now.
Dan's in here. Okay, so Dan knows exactly what I'm talking. He's the one that's producing all this, right? Yeah. You're sitting there, and that's the difference. Is like at Card Party, you're just a person. You're a nobody. And I'm not saying anything against Card Party. I don't get that.
Collecticon, he means.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean Collecticon. In Collecticon, that's its own thing, right? When I was at Card Party, I'm sitting there and I'm like, whoa, this hype reel is pretty dope. And then I'm like, wait, whoa, I just saw myself.
That's like right now.
While that was like an hour ago, and I'm in they built it. Then you feel like you're a part of it, and that's so unique compared to anything I've experienced.
Yeah, they did an excellent job in making everybody feel like they're part of something, not just another person. They're part of it. Everybody, even if you were just a collector, just going there to have fun, you were part of it. You were immersed in it. So Dan, hey, I think I've already kissed his ass a lot, but Dan, you did an amazing job.
Yeah. Dan knows. Yeah, he knows he's a wizard. Hats off. Yeah, you're the best. Whatever. Be quiet.
Yeah.
Okay? What are you, a cop? Get out of here.
Get out of here.
now Dan is the. He's the dude. He's okay. So you can't see it, but I have a film over my light here because he is the guy that he messaged me. He goes, "Hey, have you ever thought about like dulling down your LED light so there's not as much glare? You could use the cellophane wrap that your wife uses." I'm sitting there as a grown man, and my brain just exploded and it's melting onto my shoulders. And but he's that guy. He's like. He helps on he's that
the details of it.
Dude, yeah. I'll support that. I'll kiss his ass until the last day because he deserves it, man. He's that guy. So, yeah, and I have it right here. You can't see it, but I have it.
Oh yeah, I mean I have the same thing too. Like these lights I have on my side, I have covers for them just because.
I never thought of it though. I never thought of it, and he just DM'd me on Instagram. He's like, "Hey, just food for thought," and I'm like, he destroyed me. He ruined me. And I'm like, why didn't I ever think of that? So,
oh man, hey Ricky in here gifting 10 memberships. One of my mods, thank you so much, man. Ricky on the 10 gifted. Welcome in to the Corner Squad, guys. Appreciate you, Corner Squad and Vault Squad. Linking up today. Appreciate that, man. Love you, bro. Thank you so much. Dan said, film school hacks. Hey, Hey, Roxanne's in here. Said Shawns is indeed in here. He is indeed in here.
Did you see Rock's video today?
I didn't see the new one today.
Oh, bro.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
Rock's stepping up on the edit game, dude. I loved it. He cracked me up a couple times. Okay.
I'm gonna have to watch it.
I won't ruin it for you.
No, don't. Rock.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch it after. Appreciate you coming through, man. Everybody in here, thank you all so much. We're in here on the Q&A section of the podcast, and let's see. Tyler asks, do you guys have a favorite card artist? If so, who and why?
So mine's gonna be a natural. It's Arita. I mean,
Arita.
Yeah,
classic.
You can't touch it. I'm not as versed with the newer guys, but the artworks that they're doing, the newer stuff, even when it's abstract, it's so good. So I'm happy to see it. I love it all. So
Arita resonates with me obviously from childhood, and I think one of the newer ones is it Kamaya. I always mispronounce it. Kamaya. In the 151 set, you did that Gengar. The whole Ghastly line. It's amazing. I love that. I love that artwork.
Like pastel-y, almost like almost more abstract, where it's kind of being stretched on the. I love that look.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah. DPM in here. What's going on, Pat? We were talking about you a little bit earlier.
Unbelievable. You start talking about guys, and they
following Shawns around.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro. I am the trainer for all the content creators. Okay, I got all these guys. Okay,
eating from the palm of your hands.
This is what I'm talking about, dude. This would be like, I don't even know, bro. Like grabbing a burger with some select, like it's like they're just that is the difference. Okay, so we talked about like back then compared to now.
Yeah.
In 2015, the guys that were up here were up there, and you're down here, and there was no way to get to them, right? And now look at this. These guys are always they drop. It's not even like they're dropping down; they're just hovering with you.
Yeah.
And you don't feel it's just cool. That's the difference.
You're more personable and more involved with like the people that are actually doing this with you, regardless of what level you're at. If you want to say that, they're still there supporting no matter what.
Well, because he and Pat knows that if it's not, if it wasn't for the people that are here, like it's nothing. What would we be doing right now? We would just be zooming. We would just, and it would be nothing without the people watching.
Exactly.
So you, that act accordingly, right? That's the relationship, right? So Yeah, dude.
It's been amazing, man. And Pat has been super supportive of the channel, man. So appreciate you coming through, Pat. Everybody in here, thank you all so much for being in here on this this podcast. We are all on the human level, baby. Hey, DPM, you're right, man. We are. Laura came in here. Question for Vault: when did you start playing hockey? Oh, she loves hockey, so she probably felt a little tingle when you talked about hockey.
My wife's name's Laura. Hey, I only make one Laura tingle. Okay, so hey, I appreciate you on that. Okay, so I love you, baby. She's here somewhere. She's probably watching.
So what are you guys talking about?
No, I know. She goes, "You're making another Laura's tingle." So when I was a kid, I used to play roller, and then I let that go, and then I taught myself, going through my 28-year-old at the time, like life crisis or whatever, tried to reinvent myself. I picked the stick up again, and I'm like, okay, roller's not much of a thing. So then I picked up ice, could not skate, and I had to. So I'm out there, right? I'm like Bambi out there, and I'm in a public skate. Okay, so this is right before I started having kids. Okay, so maybe like mid-20s, I should say, not 28, mid-20s.
Okay.
And this guy comes up to me. I go flying into the boards. I'm a mess. I'm all over the place. I look wasted on the ice, and I'm completely sober.
About to do the splits.
Skate. Oh, dude, it was bad. It was a bad look for everyone. And he comes up and he stops and he goes, "Dude, listen, stop. Just stop right there." Okay, he gives me the old like Mighty Ducks like speech. He goes, "Stop." He goes, "Are you trying to play competitively?" I'm like, I'm joining a league next week. He's like, "Don't." He's like, "Learn how to skate." And I'm like, "Why? I'll figure it out." I'm being all like I'm like, "Oh, I can do it." And he goes, "You are worthless in this game if you cannot get to the puck."
Yeah.
So instead, that whole season, I never joined that season, and I took skating lessons, learned how to skate, and then I came in, and then learning the game was a whole. I knew how to play hockey,
right?
But learning how to properly play, where you're not letting your teammates down, you got to play position and all that stuff. It's just like basketball.
Yeah.
You can't be a ball hog, you can't be a puck hog. You got to be in your spot. If you're a guard, if you're the point, whatever it is. If I'm a left wing, right wing, you got to be in your spot because that's the support thing. So
yeah,
I had to learn that part of it. And then, so yeah, I've been playing ever since. So
it's funny that you took up hockey out of all things. Did you grow up in Southern California?
Yeah.
That's interesting that of all things, hockey.
Well, at the time, but like growing up, there was no future in hockey. It was baseball or football, right? I was never good at basketball. I can play, but like my hands are not like on that level,
Okay.
So I was a double sport in high school. I played football and baseball, but I was all CIF in baseball.
Nice.
And I was going to go to University of Hawaii, which is where my dad lived at the time. But then in football, I tore ligaments in my left knee, and then I had and then you know the story.
Yeah.
You had all these offers, this interest, all this stuff.
It's a wrap.
They took me out to see the team play in Hawaii. They were sending me clothes. I had hats, shirts, all this stuff. And then the phone kind of turned off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got injured. They found out about that. I rehabilitated. I came back and played my senior year, but I wasn't the same player.
Yeah.
And then I tried to redshirt for a junior college for baseball, and then I'm looking at these guys, and I'm like, yo, they're so good, And then I asked the coach. He goes, "Hey, I'll let you redshirt for me. You'll probably be like second string, second base." And I'm like, "How are these kids so good?" And he goes, "Junior college is where all the talent goes. They can't make grades for the bigger colleges."
It's crazy. The same thing with like basketball, because basketball I played at the JC, and I'm like, y'all like really good. It's not like they couldn't be D1. Some of these guys could be Division 1, D1, but the grades were holding them back, so they're here now.
Or they have off the court problems,
right?
Whatever it is. Same thing with the baseball. It's all the guys that still want to play the game, but they can't handle themselves off the field.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It happens all the time.
Yep.
Pokemon 10 LV said, "Do you have an assortment of Pokemon underwear, or are they boxer briefs, or tidy whities?"
Okay, so I wear boxer briefs, and I don't know that I've ever worn Pokemon underwear, even in the 90s. Okay, so I've gotten them as like funny gifts.
Yeah.
Right, like from whatever, my mom or something, like she trying to be funny. But I never. No, there's not going to be a Pokemon ball on my balls, if you know what I'm saying. So
come on, there's got to be a stream. You're just in some briefs, man.
No one wants.
You said you're gonna push the envelope, man. That's the next step. That's the next step.
I ain't pushing that envelope, bro. I know my core demographic. I'll go. I ain't trying to be. I ain't trying to be on that level. Never. Nor is like Ultra Balls.
SDC said, "Will Japanese card prices be more than English card in the next 10 years?" It's already up there.
I think it's already.
It's bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's going to be a little bit different with the new set Obsidian Flame and Ruler of the Dark Flame because they're so close together in release day. So I'm interested to see how the market interacts with that.
And I think a lot of people also like forget, like, since I started recollecting, Japanese has always been second to English.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just recently that it's having its time in the sun.
Right.
And what people don't forget is like English is printed for so many places in the world. Japanese is printed just for Japanese consumption, and we get some of that.
Yeah.
So Japanese does not print for our needs. And I think that a lot of people are figuring that out, which makes Japanese cards in general compared to American cards much more scarce, I guess, in a sense, like where you could have 1,000 of our card compared to their 10, right? Or whatever. So that, and people are starting to see that now,
It increases the desirability of it because there's not as much. It's just nature, just human nature to want something that not everybody can have.
So true.
B-Pop, can we see you guys open up a pack? Said B-Pop. Do you have something next to you, Volt? Something.
I don't know if anything that I don't. That's all. I don't know. Dude.
So I'll open this Fusion Strike since we have Ryan's best friend in here, Shawns, and see what we get. Look at it. He acting like he doesn't have a vault back there.
I forgot.
I forgot. We got the Genesect, a Genesect V, not the Alt Arts, but something.
Okay. All right. I brought Lost Thunder and Cosmic.
Oh, excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
It was the only ones that I had. It was the only loose packs that I had.
All right, let me step my game up, guys. Let me step my game up. I have some Unbroken Bonds.
I never opened this way. Is this even like coming through?
Yeah, I could kind of see it.
Well, because I'm on like talk about fixed focus. I'm on a fixed focus on
same
on my face cam.
Because my camera's terrible with autofocus, so I have it on fixed focus too.
I don't know if you can see this. If I hit something, I'm gonna be the last one to know about it.
Just rip it.
Here, you know what I can do? Watch this. I'm gonna take myself out. Oh, I think I have something, bro.
Do you? Do you? Oh shit.
Yeah. All right, hold on. All right, you ready?
Let's see it. Ooh, full art. Was that Sigil fee? Full arts.
Yeah. It's something. Is it backwards?
No, I think it's good.
No, it's the Sigilith.
Yeah, Sigilith.
Yeah.
Nice full art. Okay.
Okay. See, look at it. Now look at me out of focus right now.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
All right, I'll let you go next.
Hey, Handmade by Tennille. Thank you so much on the super chat. Good to see you boys collaborating. Appreciate that, Handmade by Tennille. Shout out to the Aussie fam. Always coming through and supporting the channel, for real. Thank you. Let's watch me get absolutely demolished by this Unbroken Bonds pact. And there it is. What is this?
Oh, dude.
Freaking Quagsire.
It's probably worth the same as the Sigilith. So.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
If it's not the rainbow.
Let me get myself.
Here we go.
All right, let's get a little cosmic in here.
Cosmic boys.
This is so
strange
odd to open this way. Yeah, it's so weird. All right, here we go. I don't know. I think I burned the code card.
You can still get something in the character. The character slot.
That is true.
Never mind.
Nothing.
Never mind.
Rip. Dang it.
Hey, there we go, B-Pop. I got you.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, thanks a lot, dude. Send the $20 or whatever I just spent to my PayPal.
There's a GoFundMe up now to help Shawns get over the loss of his cosmic.
It's so bad.
Team Pokemon said, "What do you think is the best way to grow your channel?" Said Team Pokemon, or asked Team Pokemon.
Collaborating.
Yeah.
100%.
And I think I saw like a huge, not increase, but just being in different audiences. Like when I did one with like Ian or Vision or like a lot of other people that are in here, it's a lot of fun for you, and it helps. It helps, and you see how other people operate, and it helps you, and find different ways to go about things.
Yeah, people, I think just like in general, by nature, they like to see generosity. They like to see tokens of gratitude, whatever that is. And so like one way that I do that, like let's just say with Nick. So I never knew Nick other than email, and I think I was emailing his manager, right? The guy that manages his emails. I don't know that I was ever even talking to PokerRev, right? So I was always just talking to an email. But what I would try to do is, not give a generic mystery box and put a lot of thought and effort into it, and then make it very unique. So like, and where you couldn't see it anywhere else. So that was my whole plan going in. And I think people resonated with that. And I got, I mooched a lot of farmed a lot of his subs by giving him mystery boxes, and then they would come over to me. I never asked Nick to I think the only thing I asked maybe once was like, hey, can you just like link me in your description? Cause it means the world to me, like it would, it mean the world to me. I mean, over time, I probably gained maybe like 5,000 to 10,000 subs just from all those mystery boxes.
Yeah.
Like I'm net negative money wise, but net positive just in subs and just, getting that payback, I guess,
I think one of the mystery boxes that I remember a lot was the Gengar one you sent to him.
Yeah.
The Gengar one was sick.
So I actually got that Gengar from one of the viewers of my channel as a gift. And
nice.
I reached out to Nick and I was like, hey, would you be interested in another mystery box? Because I did like a safe one before.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, dude, I'd love one. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, what am I going to do? And then I look, I have myself on the screen like you see me now. I had the Gengar in my background. And I grabbed the Gengar and I'm like, and I start sticking, it's going to sound so perverse. I start sticking my hand in his mouth and I'm like, this is a perfect size for packs. And then I run inside and I'm like, babe, I just got an idea for a mystery box, blah, blah. And she goes, take it easy, honey. I always go to my wife first, like
bring it down here. Bring it down here.
Yeah. So I built the whole thing and it was like, and it went, so I don't know, I just make it and then it's up to him to like deliver
showcase it
package
and,
it. And he does so like,
he does
half the stuff that he takes mystery boxes from whoever, and that's become a pretty normal thing for other channels. And you'll hear it be like, hey, this was sent from so-and-so, and it's a channel that has 500 subs. I mean, he doesn't have to do that,
right?
He can just go about his life, and he does that. So that's super cool.
No, it's fun to see. I remember seeing those, and I was like, that's pretty sick. That's very creative.
Yeah.
DPM said titles and thumbnails as well for growing your. Okay, Pat, if you want to get analytical in here, okay?
We can't all be you, Pat. Okay? No, but that is so true.
Absolutely.
That's the most important because you could have the best editor, you could be the best editor, but if no one clicks, they'll never find out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, thumbnails and titles, and then also, having a plan. Know what you're gonna do. Figure out how you're gonna deliver whatever you're trying to say is or whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And just do it in the most unique way you can, where it's also visually appealing.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things I regret, not putting enough effort into thumbnails when I was starting to do it, or learning the best way to go about making thumbnails. So for sure, you guys make sure if you guys are into making content, think about your thumbnails, put some effort into your titles, all that.
Yeah.
Broly Pools on the $5 super chat. Appreciate you, man. The collab really helped me out for sure. Westside Poke Connection. Hey, Broly, you were there on the collab. It was a fun time, man. Ricky on the 10 gifted memberships again. Ricky, what are you doing, man? Appreciate you. Welcome into all the new Corner Squad members. Thank you so much, Ricky, for gifting those 10 memberships. Love you, man. Rock in here on the 1 month membership. Make videos. Hey, to grow your audience, make videos. Rock, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Let's see. We're going to go through a couple more questions, guys. We're going to finish up with maybe like 2 more questions, and we're going to say bye to Shawns after that. Ian said, for Vault, what can we expect from you at Card Party Gen 2?
Oh, man. So, depending on where it is, right? I don't know. God, I don't know, man. I think from what I understand from Pat, I'm going to be more involved in like just I don't know, segments of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal is to grow enough to where it makes sense for them to allow me to have a like a meet and greet every day. That's one thing that I want, because that was, we were talking about what was like one of the most fulfilling things, that meet and greet line. Oh man,
Yeah.
I would love to. That's the least that I could do, would be to hang out and chill with people one on one, and whatever they want to do, they want to sign, take pictures, just talk. Some guys just wanted to come up there and talk. They didn't want anything signed.
Yeah.
So that for sure. That's the least I could do. And then I want to do a live event there. I want to break a crazy box.
That would be
there.
fun.
Okay, so hear me out on this. I know I'm getting chills again. Okay, so hear me out again on this. Imagine, like, in your mind, when you're doing a live event, in my mind, I imagine a bunch of people going crazy when there's a big hit, right?
Yeah.
Imagine that happening behind you while I'm there, and then my hand's up on the big screen, but then I'm facing the audience, and I'm like, and then the big hit, I'm like, oh, and I'm like, and I can stand up and then experience it with them there. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know how that looks, but my goal, so expecting out of me, I'm going to do everything in my power to bring as many people from my channel as possible. Whether it's mods, whether it's whoever, what squad, just Vault Squad. As many people as I can bring, I'm going to try to buy as many tickets for my squad as possible and get people there for free.
Yeah.
So that, you know,
I was wanting to do like at least one of those, like for my channel as well, for this coming card party, but I wasn't sure about the analytics, like trying to fill out the forms to doing that on behalf of another person. But now that I know Dan a little bit better, I'm sure we could figure that out. So for Gen 2, we could make that happen.
I did it for one person, and it was relatively easy. So we gave a full the whole thing to one of my viewers, and it was like it was so much fun, dude. We did it live, and it was like all on a wheel, and it was just so cool. And the dude was so grateful. His name is Zard Chaser.
Okay.
I'll never forget it. Yeah. And he goes, so then he emails me and he goes, dude, I am so excited to come. My wife is so mad. It's not even fun. Cause it was like 10 days before the event.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I'm like, hey, dude, I don't want you to make your wife, don't make your wife mad. He goes, no, she's not going anywhere. Don't worry about her. I'm going,
She'll be here.
Oh, dude. And then I got to meet him in person, and it was so cool. You know what I mean? And like, he made friends. He met other people that he knew from the squad. And it was just like, that was so dope. That was amazing. I love, I got to, I introduced him to some people, whoever I could, you know what I mean? I introduced him to Nick and Ryan.
Yeah.
And like, and I think maybe Pat, I can't remember, but I was like, this is my guy. You know what I mean? Like because I'm sure he wanted to meet everyone.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to like show him around. I would do things differently though. After it was so hard to do specific times where I could rally people, because dude, there was, Jay, there's so much stuff going on.
So much.
Dude, every second, and it was like, I felt like I was just like teleporting through time at points, bro. Like so I'm gonna have specific times, which Pat will help, because maybe we can put it on the schedule where it's like, hey, if the auditorium is not being used, can I live from there? Or even on where the vendors were, maybe I can use someone's software. If someone wants to do it, like put me up for it, you know what I mean? Whoever it is, I don't care.
Definitely,
and I'll bring a box, or whatever. So that's my goal.
You got to make that happen. Yeah, Pat, let's make that happen, because I wanted to, obviously I don't know if I would be able to do it, but having a setup for either some of the larger PokeTubers to like you said, open a big box right there live. I know I know Chloe did like the Aquapolis and everything, but on what I missed that, obviously. Still I'm upset, but I think that was going to whatnot, but having like an entire setup like this, the face cam, the hand cam, everything, not just the hand cam, to have that experience, I think would be an awesome thing.
Oh, dude, and also where it's that is in itself its own little thing,
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and there's going to be an audience. It's a big box. There's going to be an audience there to want to watch that.
Oh, there's going to be it's not just going to be it could be, the whole place could be there.
Exactly.
It could the people
fill up the auditorium again. We'll have Snorlax time every single time the big hit comes out.
That's another thing that I'm sure Pat is going to dial in. You know what it's going to be like? Remember in Jurassic Park where they're about to go on the ride and then all the like the seat laps go down? You're like, what is this?
What is this?
Like all the
Kids can't move
all
anymore.
You're gonna see is kids squirming, trying to get out of their seat with Snorlax, and then that way Snorlax can come out and not get completely molested, and be like, "Here's a pack for you.
You get a pack.
For you. Yeah, you get a pack.
You're not trying to chew through your seat right now. You could get a pack too.
I went fly, dude. When Snorlax time happened, but credit also, it's not as if no one got out of their seats. It was almost the opposite problem, where too many people. Do you remember that feeling? I was like, ah, because I was getting out of the way because the kids were just going.
I wasn't expecting it. I was not expecting it.
I'm like, listen, if you stay in your seat right now, I'll just give you a pack out of my backpack. Okay, just don't go jumping.
You're fine. You're fine.
Snorlax
time was terrifying, said to Lisa. But I couldn't look away. I could not look away.
Oh, no. If anything, it made for some good shots. You know what I mean? People are just you can't fake that.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Let's ask one last question right here. Sean, appreciate you for your time and everything, man.
Yeah. Dude.
Let me find a question right here. All right, this is a good one. Cali Live TV said, "What is your most prized piece in your collection?" Also, guys, sorry if I didn't get to your question. Limited time. Appreciate y'all. But what is your most prized piece in your collection? He's going to the vault. He's pulling something out from his vault. It might be the Pokemon underwear. Oh no, it's not.
Okay, so I've been told. All right, let me set this up first. I got this box from a guy who, and if it wasn't for Discord, I would have never known. He reached out to me and said, "Hey, I found this box in Ohio, and I'm driving there now, and I think it's pretty rare." He bought it for $50. Okay, and this was like almost maybe a year ago, and he goes, "I did some research on it, and this is possibly a 1 of 10 still sealed, and like that exists." And I confirmed it with Ryan. This is a like one of very few. Let me see if I can
see the Holland Phantoms already. Power Keepers.
Okay, so this is a Pokemon branded product. All right, and it has Power Keepers. It has.
Is that a Pop Series Lugia?
Yes. Okay, so that's why it's so the packs are great. Don't get me wrong, because you have Holland Phantoms and you have Dragon Frontiers, which is my favorite set. But then you have this Lugia. Let me see if I can focus on this Lugia. So that Lugia right there, if you can see that, that is a 1 of 1 in a PSA 10. Okay, that's a Pop Series. You have it. So you have the Lugia, right?
I have the Lugia. Yeah, somewhere in here, somewhere in the binder.
So it is the one and only one that ever existed, sold for $10,000.
Jesus.
So it's, and this one looks really, really good. There you go. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This is the box that it came in. And yeah, dude, I don't know. It's pretty beat up,
but still,
it's just how rare it is. So then the first thing I did was I went to Ryan, because he has a lot of like crazy stuff like that. And I was like, "Hey, do you own this?" And he goes, "I don't own it, but I know of it." So
that's insane. That's
and I have
awesome.
One
man.
other thing. One other 1 of 1. Hold on. Well, actually, Jay, it's a 1 of 3. There's only two still exist. Hold on.
He's going to the bathroom, guys. The fat head.
As far as we know, this is a 1 of 3, because only 3 were made. This is an AI cauliflower ear Pokerev. So the AI actually, his ear doesn't look like this, but it did something to him, and then it did something up here. We don't know exactly what happened. But we took 3 of these to Card Party and only returned with 2. So someone either left one there, stole it. I don't know what happened.
I wish I could pull out the other one right now. I wish I could just pull it out. Like, I have it.
It's somewhere. I think someone left it in the Airbnb, so it's not even as if, like a fan has it. It's just, I don't know, lost.
That is hilarious. I did manage to scoop this up, though.
Show me. Oh, let's go. Oh, you got it signed too. Hell yeah, dude.
Signed by awesome. Ryan and Rev.
Yeah. I only have 180 of those in my garage, so that's perfect.
Only.
Yeah. everyone that didn't sell came to my house because they live on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And I live we live close, so I live 2 hours from the convention. So I brought them all back to my garage.
That's awesome, man. Guys,
So
everybody in the chat, thank you all so much for coming through. Sean, once again, thank you so much for being in here. Shout out to Pokevault. Obviously, I think most, if not all of you guys are sub to Pokevault. In the description, obviously, his link is down there. His IG link is down there. Sean Benzo, hey, what's going on, man? Good to see you in here. Thank you, everybody that's been in here. Sean, thank you for your time today. It was a lot of fun. I had a great time. I
appreciate you.
No problem at all. Let me make sure I got everybody. Harl's on the 8 months membership. I think I was able to keep up with that. Nice. Hey, 8 months achievement unlocked on the J Squad. Harl's, thank you so much for being a member for 8 months. To everybody else that was in here, thank you, Tan Fam, all my mods, Naughty Nigel, Pokevault in there saying Vault Squad for life. Thank you, Vault Squad, for coming through. Everybody that was in here, have an amazing day. Next stream for me is on Sunday, I think. When is your next stream, Sean?
Monday
for you. Monday, 1 o'clock.
I'm sorry, Monday at 11. Monday at 11.
He's changing times on you guys.
I'm going to get better at this, I promise.
No, thank you, everybody, once again. DPN, Poketrev, Eddie, Cuz, California Live TV, OPB, Handmade by Tennille, Tanfan, Jonathan86, Gonzo, Dom, everybody who's been in here. Appreciate y'all. And until next time, my name is Joey. You can call me Jay. This is Sean's Day. Peace.